Right, good morning everybody and welcome to the fifth ukulele warm-up session. We're going to be concentrating on the key of F major today, so we'll be strumming the chords from F major. I'll put the chords up on the screen so you can always see what's going on, what we're going to be playing. And as I said a bit earlier, if you needed to see me in close-up, just so you can see what I'm strumming, what the chords are, you need to move your mouse over my picture and select pin video from the little menu, just if that helps. And in fact, I'm going to do that for myself, because then when it comes to the recording, because this will be on YouTube, that you'll be able to see me playing the chords. Hopefully the correct chords. That'd be a bit unfair, wouldn't it? If I was playing the wrong ones. Yeah, okay, well, welcome. And yes, like I said, we're on to F major now. What we're going to do first of all is just strum the chord F. So get your ukuleles ready. I'm just going to put the metronome on, and we're just going to strum it on beat 1 to start with. Then I'll introduce other beats. So it's going to be nice and simple to start with. Simple little strum. So get ready to strum the F chord. 1, 2, 3, and F. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3. Now beats 1 and 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now beats 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now all the beats. 1, 2, 3. We're just doing down beats, down strums. Now let's strum the up strums as well. So same speed, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2. Finish after 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Okay, well, that's got us started on the F chord. Let's quickly just run through the chords which we're going to be playing in a minute on the in the key of F major. So we've got F, which we've just done. Just going up the scale. The next one will be G minor. So everybody play a G minor. If I just call out the numbers of the strings, the frets going from G across to A, it's 0, 2, 3, 1. Okay, so let's just do G minor. Just play it to yourself, just to make sure that sounds good. Good. Okay, that's G minor. The next chord in the key of F is A minor. So that's 2, 0, 0, 0. Yeah, so make sure it all rings nice and clear. If you want to pluck each string one at a time, just to make sure that every string is ringing clearly. I mean, do this on every chord. A minor is probably the easiest one, but yeah, so you can just check that every string is sounding nice. Good. The next chord is B flat, and I know a lot of people don't like this chord because it is a little bit tricky, but never say to yourself, I can't do it, or I can't play B flat, because there was a time when you couldn't play G, and you probably said, I'll never be able to play that. And I bet you can now. So B flat, I will just explain it because not everyone can play it. But put the first finger over the E and A strings, hold down the first fret. So you're holding down frets 1 on the E and A strings, and then, yeah, I know it's a stretch, but have a go. Second finger onto the second fret of the C string, and then the third finger, so that's the second finger there on the second fret, then the third finger of the G string. So in terms of going from G to A, it's 3, 2, 1, 1. Yeah, I know it's hard, but do keep at it. You will always be eventually able to do it. You will always be able to do it one day. I think I know what I mean. Self-fulfilling prophecy if you say you can't do it. So nobody ever did something they said they couldn't do. How about that? Okay, that's enough on B flat. So let's do your best to play B flat. There it is. Okay, and you'll be relieved to know that the next chord in F is C. Probably the first chord you learned. And then, because we're in the key of F, there is a 7 chord. And it's, in this case, it's C7. So C7 appears in the key of F. So just putting the first finger on the first fret of the A string, 0, 0, 0, 1. Okay, there's your C7. And the final chord in the key of F today is D minor, which is 2, 2, 1, 0. Now, a good way to, if you haven't done that chord before, the way I approach it is think of the F chord first, put F down, and then just plonk your third finger on the second fret of the C string. Because if you get the F down first, I know it's not an F chord, but it's, if you get the F shape down first, you're more than halfway there. And then quickly put down the third finger. So rather than starting some other approach, start with the F chord, add the third finger on the second fret of the C string. That's D minor. Okay, so we're just going to go through those one more time, quite relatively quickly. So F, G minor, A minor, B flat, C, C7, D minor, and back to F. There we go. Good. Right, let's get on the screen the sheet with the strumming pattern in it. And today's strumming pattern is a bit like the one I've done recently, what I called the calypso. And I'll just the calypso is the one that sounded like this. But today we're going to swing it, and I think a lot of people already play this rhythm, so you'll recognize it when I play it. So it's that strumming pattern, but with a little swing to it. So, oops, sorry. So I'd like you to strum that pattern with me on just the F chord to start with, just to get that rhythm, because we're going to use that rhythm all the way through the strumming patterns. So down, down, up, up, down, down, up, down, up. Nice little up beat in the middle there. So after 4, let's put them. No, we won't do it with the metronome yet. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, down, up. If you sort of sing that with it, it helps. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, down, up. Or 1, 2, and 4, and 1, 2, and 4, and down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, Okay, so that's today's strumming pattern that we're going to strum these chords to. So let's look at chord progression number 1. And it's actually the same sequence as all the other ones we've done in the previous sessions in terms of the order of the chords, except that now we're in the key of F, it's going to be a different set of chords. But it's the equivalent to going G, C, G, D in the key of G. It's called a 1-4-1-5 if you are interested, because they're the numbers of the chords in the sequence. So we're going to strum using that pattern, that chord sequence, nice and slowly, 1, 2, that sort of speed, and 2 bars or 2 strumming patterns of for each chord. Yeah. So if you're not sure, just let me play it once and then join in. So after 4, we're going to strum around those 4 chords for a minute or so. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. B flat. F. C7. B flat, F, one more time round. Finish on the F. There we go. If the B flat chord was a little bit tricky in that, it's better to not play it if you're playing in rhythm or if you're playing with somebody else, and actually just to leave it out or mime it even, rather than to strum it but still be trying to strum it whilst everyone else has moved on to the F chord. So what's more important is you actually play the chords at the same time as everybody else. So there's no harm in actually leaving it out, especially in a group situation. It's better to play the wrong chord at the right time than the right chord at the wrong time. Right, let's do that one more time. This time we're going to, same speed, but just going to do 1 bar of each. So we're going to do 1 strumming pattern per chord. So it'll go around twice as quick, but the tempo is the same. After 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. B flat, back to F. C7, and repeat. One more time. Finish on the F. Yes, good. Okay, we'll just do that just for the people who are a little bit more experienced and like to try just pushing themselves a little bit. We're just going to do it without the metronome, just a little bit quicker, just a once, just for a short while. But do join in, everybody. And so around that chord sequence, a smidgen faster. 1 bar per pattern, 1 pattern per chord, rather. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. Finished on the F. And there we go. So that's probably the most common sequence of chords you'll get in a song in the key of F. And I'm sure you're all in your groups and so on playing songs in the key of F. If you've ever wondered how to tell what key a song is in, look at the last chord, the one it all finishes on. So when there's a big finish and you all strum a particular chord, usually 9 times out of 10, that will be the key of that song. And then you can look back in the song and you'll probably notice that a lot of the chords are from the key that we're doing today. G minors and B flats and Cs and so on, and Fs, of course. Sometimes other chords do appear in a song, and that can be just for the composers. They like the sound of them, or they wanted to temporarily change the key. That does happen. You'll find songs that do change key. Anybody who has strummed When I'm Cleaning Windows, I know you're not all George Formby fans, but he did write some good songs, or he played some good songs, and not particularly easy ones either. He did occasionally play in F, but quite often the song went into other keys in the middle, just to keep an interest in the song going. Right, we're now going to move on to chord progression number 2. As always in these sessions, we do a 12-bar blues as our second chord progression, which is again a very common sequence, and a bit more time to practice the B flat in this one. So we're going to use the same strumming pattern and just follow those chords. We're just going to do 1 bar per chord shown on the screen. Otherwise it wouldn't be a 12-bar blues, would it? It would be a 24-bar blues if we did 2 bars. So 1 pattern, one of the calypso patterns per chord, and round those 12 chords. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now B flat, back to F, C, B flat, F, C at the end, back to the top, B flat, F, C, B flat, back to the top, let's do that one more time. So we're on F at the moment. Up to the B flat. On to the last line, C. Finish on the F, because we're in the key of F. There we go. So that's the 12-bar progression there. Now we're going to do it one more time, just to add a couple of chords in, which are not shown. So the F on the end of the first line can be an F7, because that hints towards the sound of B flat. When you hear F7, you like to hear B flat next. It's called a perfect cadence. And F7 is not a chord that everyone knows, I've discovered. So I'll show you it anyway. Although this isn't really a teaching session, it's more of a warm-up. It's nice to learn new things. So if you've got an F chord, normal F, you've got 2 spare fingers. You should have, unless you're a 3-fingered person. So the 3rd finger, you put that on the 3rd fret of the C string. And the little finger, you put on the 3rd fret of the A string. Right? So now you've got 2, 3, 1, 3. And that's F7. So we're going to do this chord progression in a minute again. And when you get to that 4th bar, just lower those 2 fingers onto those 2 frets to make the F7 sound. And then, if it's not asking too much, play a B flat on the next line. So there we go. All comes with practice, so never think you can't do these things. You will eventually. So that's F7, that's the end of the first line. And the other slightly simpler alternative is the very last chord, the last C. If you make that a C7, that hints nicely at the F that you're going to play next when it goes back to the beginning. And again, that's another what they call perfect cadence. It's a sound which you really, as soon as you hear a C7, you want to hear an F, and you get one. And when you get one, you feel good, because that's the tension and release. Pleasure. Pleasure comes from tension. Okay, so let's do that chord progression again, and just, if you can, put those F7, that F7 on the end and that C on the very end. Yeah, here we go. After 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now F7, B flat, back to F. Last line. Now C7. Back to the top. F7. And the B flat. Last line. Back to the top, last time. F7. C7, finish on the F. And that concludes the chord progression number 2, the 12-bar blues. It's a form of chords, a sequence that you'll find in almost all music, all folk, rock, pop, jazz, reggae, everything. Everybody uses the 12-bar chord sequence, apart from classical music, because it wasn't invented back then. They had similar chord sequences, but the blues came later. I don't think Mozart ever played a 12-bar blues. That would have been interesting. Right, we're going to move on to chord progression number 3 now, and this is based on a classical piece, as I'm sure you remember from me mentioning last time. It's a kind of version of Pachelbel's Bell's Canon in F today, and the reason for it is to introduce the 3 minor chords which are in this sequence. So I'd like to. We've got almost all the chords in here: F, B flat, C, C7, A minor, D minor. Yep, they're all in there. So the chord sequence with all 6 of the F chords in one go. It's a good one to practice and a good one to get you really warmed up. So we'll do 2 bars per chord, so you've got time to think about the next one. And so here we go. Yeah, we're going to play the chord progression number 3 after 4. 2 bars of each chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. C, D minor, A minor, G minor, F, B flat, C7, and now all the way through again without me calling out the chords. And back to the beginning, and do that one more time all the way through. F, finish on the F, and there we go. That's chord progression number 3. Okay, good. I bet you're all nice and warm now. Let's just get that off the screen. Yeah, and right, we're just going to wind down now a little bit, and I'm just going to play a chord out of the key of F, and I'd like you to, at home, work out what it is, and let's see how you get on. First of all, think to yourself, is it major or minor? And then which of the 3 majors or 3 minors is it? So I'm going to just move my ukulele off the screen. Here goes the first chord, and first of all, do you reckon that's major or minor? Finger up for major, finger down for minor. Yeah, good. Well done. I can see lots of fingers point. Yes, it does sound like minor, doesn't it? Okay, so that's narrowed it down to G minor, A minor, and D minor. I won't ask you to say who thinks A minor, because it's not. And it's not D minor either. It's G minor. Yeah, got a few thumbs up there. Good. If you ever want to get a Sharpie and just paint a little smiley face on your thumb and hold it up to the camera, Yeah, all these Zoom things. Yeah, that's a G minor. Good. Okay, what about this chord? Right. Major or minor? Major or minor? Yes, a few tentative fingers going up in the air. Yes, major, that's right. It's probably the first chord you ever learned. It's C. Good, hope you all got that. Yes, well done. I'm only looking at one screen of you. But yeah, that was C, well done if you got that. And one more. This was one of the chords in the sequence that we played earlier. And does anybody think they've got that one? Roy, yeah, Roy looks like he's got it. No, you're not sure. Yeah, he's drawn it on the screen and he's right. C7, yes, good. It's got that little bit of a tense sound to it, hasn't it? Yeah. If you really want to irritate somebody, just strum C7 for a long time. That'll drive them nuts after a while. It's got built-in tension. And then when you want to resolve it and make them feel, phew, thank goodness for that, just play the F. There you go. Perfect cadence. Irritation, happiness. That's what life's all about. Right, I think we're just about there. And so that concludes the warm-up. I hope you're all feeling nice and warm. And it's such a lovely day out there. I think you'll probably soon warm up as soon as you went outside and had a look at the sunshine. But thank you very much, everybody, for coming along as always. It's fun for me as well, and I do enjoy doing it. So we'll do another one in 2 weeks. I haven't quite finished, so before you start all shouting at each other, let me just show you something. Yeah, we're still on the theory here. This thing here, the circle of fifths, this is what I've been following. We started at the top there, C, we went to G, we went to D, went A, and then I thought, well, these next keys going around the bottom here are a little bit tricky, so let's skip all them, keep going around the circle, and we got to F, which is up here on the left. But we're back to C next, so we've done that one. So we're going to drop down from C next week into A minor, which is the key below. So A minor is what's called the relative minor of C major. It shares a lot of the same notes and chords. So we're going to do A minor next week, and I'll bring in 1 or 2 other little things as well, just to change it up a bit, because we've been using this format for the last 5 sessions. So, okay, right. Well, just I'll take that off the screen. I think I've finished talking now. Just send me your email address if you want to be added to the mailing list. I haven't got anything else to say, I don't think. So thank you very much, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day. And if you want to unmute yourself and